Welcome and good evening, good morning, everyone. Today we have our student, Dr. Manmeet Kaur, who recently matched in the season 2022. In fact, today, and she matched in neurology. So we wanted to sit down and get her perspective on how her journey was, and hopefully help other applicants out there. So, welcome, Manmeet, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Pawan. Hello, everybody. I'm elated to be here. Thank you to the Sarthi family. This match happened, to be very honest, because of them. And I'm here. I'm in, like, something about me. So I'm a 2019 medical graduate from India. I applied first year after graduating in 2019 and did not match. And 2020 was a bummer for me because I was not here in US and I was just doing whatever I could to make my ends meet and also invest for USMLE. And 2021, I came and I took Sarthi. That was the year which actually changed my life. And through their guidance and all the classes and everything that went through, here I am matching in neurology today.
Thank you. Thank you, Manmeet. So now let's start, give us an overview of your journey. You already said you're a 2019 graduate. When did you get through your exams? And then we'll talk about the challenges and how you prepared for the 21 match.
Sure. So as you know, I'm a 2019 graduate and I took my exams before graduating. Actually, I took like some months of extension during my internship to take USMLE. And 2019 also, I came here in the US to do some electives. So the first thing I would say that was a bummer in my first attempt was I did not have the guidance as to what electives should I do, and I was not very clear of the specialty I should be in, because so IM is actually a huge has a huge market in USMLE. Everybody, the first thing they say is I want to do IM. So maybe I was like, maybe I am made for IM also. Let's see. And I did a couple of rotations in IM and one in peds, but I was always lost. I was not sure if I wanted to do it. And that is one thing that I would want everybody to make sure that you have to be very clear on what you want to do. So it's not like you can apply to all the specialties and match. That would actually segregate your energies. So you want your CV and PS to speak on what specialty you want to be at. So that is really, really important.
That's a great point. Yeah, that's a great point.
You have to know. And being from India, I think in India, we don't have a lot of experience in neurology. Correct. We do, while internship, we do internal medicine rotation and some part of it is dedicated to neuro. But you don't know if you're really wanting to be in that field forever. So for that, I would suggest you to explore, maybe shadow some doctors in your home country. And if you have the finances, if you're lucky, do some rotations here in US and you'll get through the lifestyle of a neurologist and you'll know if you really want to be that. So I did most of my rotations are in IM actually, and it just two are in neuro. But after doing one rotation in neuro, I was so sure that yes, this is my calling. So I went through and I went with it, and here I am today. So yeah.
Okay, so you took your exams, and obviously 2019 didn't work out. Then how did you prepare for 2021? Walk us through that, what all you did. Of course, you joined research and also just walk us through the journey.
Sure. So 2020, I was doing a job in India. I was doing like writing some case reports, doing whatever I could to enhance my CV. And I knew Sarthi from before. I knew in 2019 that Sarthi is a bigger set you can actually use. But I don't know why, due to some things, I could not take it. But in 2021, when I guess the last match result came, that motivated me that, yes, I need to be here in US and do something. And for that, you have to prepare what you actually want to do. You have to make a timeline because match happens quickly. 1 year won't 1 year passes like anything. You don't know when the season opens and when you have to fill in the application, the CV, the PS and everything, then interviews, and then you have to make a rank order list. Everything happens so fast. So you have to have a very, like a proper guidance, and you have to set a timeline for that. So for that is the reason I took Sarthi early last year in 2021. And with that, I made a timeline as to what I had to do with my application. I knew I had to take step 3. I knew I had to find some research. My mentor, Dr. Nishant Kodumuri, he helped me a lot through the process. He helped me navigate through what I actually should prioritize. How Sarthi always says, first the steps course, then the US clinical experience, then you have to do research, if at all you get one. So you have to check box everything. So I took step 3 ASAP as soon as possible. I also started looking for research side by side, and I was preparing my CV and PS meanwhile. So all that happened, and then the math season opened and we applied. So yeah.
Okay. So as you were going through this season, you were in research. So you had one box checked and you were step 3. That's also good. What other challenges did you face, whether it was the PS, CV, or the US clinical experience or anything? What were the main challenges?
So main challenge, what I would say for me was US clinical experience, to find good rotations. That was one challenging point. And also you can do a lot of clinic rotations, but they actually are not that beneficial. They don't, the LOIs are not worth it, I would suggest. So for that, obviously Sarthi guided me what rotation to be at and how I can make the best use of it. And also through rotations, you meet a lot of people, you make a lot of connections. So that is one core point, how you navigate through the USMLE journey. You meet so many people and they have their own different journeys to go through, and you learn from their mistakes, you talk to them, and also the doctors which you rotate with during the rotations. So they also help you. They also, like, all the doctors were so helpful. Dr. Peter Bernard, which I rotated with, and he's a neurologist in Washington, DC. He's amazing. So all that happened. And then the second most important thing, actually, which worked for me, I would say, not a setback, is being in US while this match happened. So having a US phone number was really important, was a major thing for me, because I got two rotations through phone. Like literally they called me and they were like, okay, we are setting up an interview for you. And I was like, okay, wow, that happened.
You got 2 interviews over phone.
Yes. Oh, I said rotations, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2 interviews through phone. So I think that works in your favor if you are here, or if not, at least have a US phone number active. So even if you're in a home country, get a SIM, whatever it takes, because they can contact you through any ways. And if they like you, they might end up calling you. So it's always important to, it's very important, I think, to have a US phone number here during the during the interview season. So that's really important.
Okay. And what about the interview preparation, and how did you go about that part?
So one thing which I would say for me is, I'm a very shy person. I don't socialize a lot and I don't talk very openly. So that was a setback. That was like a flaw in me, which Sarthi helped overcome. Because of, you guys have an extensive interview like preparation channel. So you see the lectures, you know how to go through. So you know how to tackle questions. Even if there is a red flag, you will know how to answer it in a positive way, that you'll end up impressing the interviewee. So I think that helped a lot. And also the mock interviews, they break the ice literally. They help you like get through the process and help you open up. So that was really important for me, and that worked for me really well. I took all the mocks, and I think by the end of third mock, I was nailing it. So even the whoever was taking it, the response was really nice. So yeah, so that is what I think. Interviews, Sarthi, hands down, no other thing.
Good, thank you. So if you were to summarize, some tips for future applicants, and I know the biggest one you said was identify your specialty upfront. Don't go 2, 3, 4. So some of those tips, if you were to summarize, what would be the top 3 or 4 tips?
Yeah, one. So the second one, I would say, first is definitely know what you want to be. So that is really important. Second, I would say make a timeline, because otherwise this process is all in your hand. If you don't achieve what you should achieve in that time period, you'll keep adding years to your YOG. And that is, I have seen people who have suffered from this, because Many of my friends, they have not taken steps till now, which is actually sad. So you have to set a timeline and you have to adhere to it. It's not like, okay, I'll take it maybe next month. That doesn't happen. So that making a timeline is important, and proper guidance. So the first attempt was a bummer for me because of I was not very well aware. So you have to make sure that you know people around. If somebody has done MLE, and if you have nobody around you, my alumni is not that strong. So that is why Sarthi came into picture, and it played a big role. So for people who don't have a lot of connections to US, and maybe not many of them have doctors in US, so you can take help of such what do you call, agencies and stuff like Sarthi, and maybe make connections and know what you have to do at the right time, getting the right electives, getting the right rotations, and get CV and PS is next thing I would say. A well-written, well-oriented CV and PS is very important. You have, even though you are expressing the right thing, but it has to come in the right way. So come across to the PD, the PC, whoever is reading, that you are actually interested in that specialty. Your PS is literally your mirror image. Reading them, they should know that, yes, this person is meant for this specialty. And that is really, really important. So for that, obviously, you need proper guidance. So these are the tips I would say. They're really, really important.
Well, thank you very much, Manmeet. This was very, very helpful. And I'm sure this will motivate a lot more applicants, and they'll look up to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.